provide a promise.
The gas will go down as soon as the war's over.
Gas prices might not drop anytime soon. Heavy rains in Texas.
Don't know her, but I've cried multiple times.
Flood hazard in the southeast. And the house from the 1940s is now a turtle sanctuary.
Every person can have a little bit of help to save our ocean.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zipporah Hayes.
And I'm Palestiniana. Today is Wednesday, June 17th, 2026.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
The war in Iran continues to affect Americans.
President Donald Trump promised gas prices would fall like a rock once the war with Iran was over. Now, with the U.S. reaching a framework for an agreement with Iran, there are questions about whether gas prices will return to pre-war levels.
That's right, and CNN's Brian Abel has the story.
Oil prices hitting the lowest levels this week since the start of the war with Iran, after the U.S. said it reached an agreement with Tehran that would open the vital Strait of Hormuz. Yet, crude prices remain about $10 a barrel more than they were before the U.S. launched its campaign in late February. When fully open to vessels, 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas supply moves through the strait, which was effectively closed as a result of the conflict, sending prices soaring. Here's what President Trump has said about them.
The gas will go down. As soon as the war's over, it'll drop like a rocket.
Experts, however, say not so fast.
The administration's talked about 40 to 50 vessels that may grow through soon. But until we start to see the backlog easing and ships transiting through, we're right where we were a couple of weeks ago.
Getting a steady flow of ships won't presumably come quickly. One, Iran laced the strait with mines, so the stuck ships full with oil will have to hug the coastline carefully to avoid them as the U.S. Navy works to clear the explosives. Two, there are far fewer empty ships nearby waiting to come through and fill up. That could take a month to fully ramp up to pre-war flow, experts say, or longer.
It's probably going to take a couple of weeks to rebuild confidence of ships going through the strait.
And while some experts say it could be anywhere between 2 and 6 months to get the strait back to pre-war operations, the oil futures market forecasts that crude barrel prices will not reach pre-war levels that's under $70 per barrel until 2031. In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
At least 16 million people across the Gulf Coast from South Texas to central Mississippi are under a flood watch as heavy rainfall continues to threaten the region. The National Weather Service's Prediction Center has issued a level 3 out of 4 risk for flash flooding across parts of the Gulf Coast. Forecasters say a surge of tropical moisture moving across the Texas-Mexico border is fueling the heavy rainfall. At least one person was killed in Texas after floodwaters swept a vehicle into a creek northwest of San Antonio. Authorities say the victim's body was recovered by rescue crews on Monday.
But I've cried multiple times, checked Facebook. It's just so sad.
The National Hurricane Center says the system could become the Atlantic's first tropical storm of the year if it pushes offshore into the northwest Gulf over the week.
Officials in Indiana are urging generator safety after a couple died from carbon monoxide poisoning following last week's storm. Authorities say Deborah and Salvatore Fergu were found dead inside their mobile home at a campground. Investigators say a generator was outside their home, but too close to a window.
It was outside the home, but too close to the window, or I should say close enough to the window that it ended up getting in.
That as Maryville, Hobart, and other parts of
officials say 6 other people were taken to the hospital in separate incidents. Now they're reminding residents to keep generators outside and away from homes, windows, and doors, and to have carbon monoxide alarms installed.
Tiger Woods' DUI case is taking a new turn here in Florida. Prosecutors are seeking to subpoena the golf star's medical records following his March rollover crash on Jupiter Island. Court documents show investigators want drug test results and statements Woods may have made with doctors. Woods had pleaded not guilty to driving under the influence and property damage charges.
Volunteers from Nova Southeastern University have transformed a Broward beach house into a sanctuary for sea turtles.
That's right, and Caplin's Matilda Wold has the story.
We're here on Hollywood Beach, outside the Carpenter House, to get a closer look into one of South Florida's most iconic animals, the sea turtle.
The house was originally built in the 1940s by Hank Carpenter and then acquired by Broward County. The county kept the property undeveloped to respect the Carpenter family's wishes, and in 2017, The Marine Environmental Education Center was born through a joint effort with Nova Southeastern University.
We are a free park for everybody that wants to come and visit. We have two ambassador sea turtles that we use for teaching people about conservation and being a steward of the environment.
Today, the house still stands like a time capsule, featuring all its original rooms, fixtures, and hardwood floor. But it's the sea turtles that are the real stars here.
Here at the center, we focus on the sea turtles, both Captain and Kane, who are permanent residents. They cannot be re-released just because of the injuries that they've had while being out in the wild.
Through their sea turtle ambassadors, the Carpenter House hopes to remind people of the importance of preserving these animals and making sure they are around for generations to come.
Every person can have a little bit of help to save our oceans and the turtles that we see on our beach.
Park volunteers encourage visits at 3:30 p.m. when they have their daily sea turtle feedings. For Caplin News, I'm Matilda Wolf.
The World Cup has seen some dramatic matches already. We have several games to talk about.
Oh, we sure do, and I'm very excited, but that's still ahead, and so is the story. If you have outdoor plans, you will want to know the weather. Don't go anywhere. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
The community. The humidity is getting real.
It's looking really bright, sunny, and very hot today here in South Florida, but we do have those brush fires that are burning out west.
That's right. And our meteorologist, Natalie Hernandez, gives us more on today's forecast and the recent fires. Tell us what's happening and how these fires are affecting residents.
Thank you, ladies. For right now, we do have some announcements here for South Florida. We have a heat advisory set by the National Weather Service in place until 6 p.m. And so if you're going out for today, please be sure to be hydrated, dress appropriately, and not stay out for far too long, as that heat can cause some heat exhaustion. And then over the weekend, we have a very eventful Sunday, the 21st. We have a World Cup game here in Miami, and as well as Father's Day, so be tuned for the weather for Sunday. But for right now, from Miami International Airport, we have a live reading of 87 degrees as our temperature, with a feels like of 96 that is set to rise later on. We have a humidity of 67% and winds south-southeast 9 miles per hour. Now, looking at our tropical satellite, as we zoom in here on the Gulf, we are seeing a potential tropical cyclone being monitored by the National Hurricane Center, although we might not see too much of this cyclone affecting the Florida and South Florida area. We are seeing that effect happening in the southern states, from especially Texas to Louisiana. Lots of rain and flooding happening in these states because of this cyclone. Now, it is not set to develop as of right now, but if it does, it will be our first name, Arthur, from our hurricane list. And now looking at our temperatures for Florida, we are seeing some variation. Tallahassee kind of cool at 77 degrees, and Jacksonville at 84. A little further south, we have Orlando at 86 and Tampa at 85 degrees. Now looking at South Florida, we have some temperatures rising a bit more here, with Hollywood at 90 degrees, Miami at 87, and Homestead at 88, and those temperatures will only rise. Now looking at our live radar, not much happening in terms of showers or thunderstorms. However, we do see here in the Broward area that brush fire that's been happening, leaving a patch of smoke that we can see from the live radar. And now that smoke, we have to be careful when we go out here in the Broward area, as it will leave some ash everywhere. And now looking at our marine forecast, we're gonna have some winds south going 5 to 10 knots with seas about 1 to 3 feet high. And then waters are gonna be a light chop, so not too bad. And then for the rest of today, that temperature, like I said, is gonna rise up to 91 degrees. However, our heat index is showing a feels like temperature of 104 to 108 degrees. So that's why that heat advisory is there. And then we're gonna see some partly cloudy conditions for the rest of the day. And then looking into tonight, we're gonna dip down to 82 degrees as our temperature, with partly cloudy conditions as well. And then moving into tomorrow, Thursday, 90 degrees is our temperature, with still keeping those partly cloudy conditions. And now looking beyond into our 7-day forecast, Friday is also going to keep those partly cloudy conditions that we've been seeing today. However, that weekend is going to shake things up a bit with some thunderstorms forecasted. Saturday is going to have some scattered thunderstorms, likely in the PM at 90 degrees is the temperature. And then Sunday, our eventful day for Father's Day and the World Cup, you might have to watch out for late evening thunderstorms. So if you have any plans, you should move to earlier into the day. And then looking into next week, Monday, we're still going to see those thunderstorms strolling around with 91 degrees as our temperature. And then Tuesday, we're going to clear up finally to partly cloudy conditions. That's all for weather. Back to you, ladies.
Thank you, Natalie. Now we have to talk about soccer, because France opened its World Cup campaign with a strong statement against Senegal.
That's right, and the match was held in East Rutherford, New Jersey's MetLife Stadium. After a scoreless first half, France found its rhythm late in the match. Kylian Mbappe broke through in the 66th minute, giving France the lead and shifting the momentum. Bradley Barcola then added another goal to put France in control. Senegal then fought back with a late score from Ibrahim Mbaye, but Mbappe answered on stoppage time to seal the win. France went on to beat Senegal 3-1, and it was a strong start for the Europeans, while Senegal looks to bounce back in the next match.
And in other World Cup match last night, Norway made a strong opening statement against Iraq. The match was held at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Erling Haaland scored in the first half to give Norway the early advantage. Iraq responded with a goal from Ayman Hussein, bringing the match level. But Norway answered quickly, with Haaland scoring again to put his team back in front. In the second half, Norway added to its lead with a header from Leo Østegård before a late-on goal helped seal the result. Norway went on to beat Iraq 4-1, giving the team a strong start. Iraq now looks to bounce back on Monday against the French.
The defending World Cup champions Argentina got their tournament underway Tuesday night with a stand-up performance from their biggest star. Lionel Messi made history in Argentina's World Cup opener against Algeria. The 8-time Ballon d'Or winner recorded the first World Cup hat-trick of his career, while making his record-setting 6th appearance in the world's most popular tournament. The win helped Argentina open its title defense with a 3-0 victory over Algeria. But now attention turns to Cristiano Ronaldo as Portugal plays its opening game against the Democratic Republic of Congo later today.
It was a tough game for the Miami Marlins when they faced the Philadelphia Phillies on the road. If you didn't think fish could drown, you've got another thing coming. The Phillies opened with 3 runs in the first and 4 in the second. The Marlins could only respond with 2 in the 7th, leading to a final score of Marlins 2, Phillies 8. The Marlins will close out their series today at 1 o'clock. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter! Your feelings matter! Your identity matters! Everything about who you are matters!
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
And that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Paula Sirignano.
I'm Zipporah Hayes. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.